All right, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Truth. Wow, where I give you the truth as I see it. I stated I literally spent about a good 45 minutes making a video, and it did not go through. So guess what? Lucky you guys get the shortened version because I'm tired. I Wow, what's the fuck? Sorry. I hate burping in front of people, and I just think it's disgusting. Excuse me. So excuse me for that. Um, yeah. So I've been playing pickleball all day. I got back and I took care of the chickens, and obviously took a shower. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a video, and I made a good 40-minute video. And I looked back, and it was an error. So, thank you for the individual that explained to me that my frames per second was about 30, which was true. Changed it to 60, so hopefully it works. But yeah, so you guys are gonna get a shortened version. This won't take very long because yeah, I guess maybe I should make my videos not when I'm like really tired, because you guys saw what happened last time. But maybe after I make a video, and then just kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna give you guys an overview. All right, so I wanted to tell you guys I wanted to make a video. I lied to you guys, so I apologize about that. Right? I don't know what's going on here. I made a. All right, how to do this? Anyway, so I lied to you guys. I was gonna make a video right afterwards. I did not. And there's an issue here. A lot of people are upset. There's a lot of stuff going on in the United States of America with a lot of people in these colleges. They're against this whole Israel-Hamas war. Disclaimer: I'm prior military. I do not like war. I think it's necessary, but I don't like it. I think that people don't want to kill other people. But there are extenuating circumstances from each country. Having said that, a lot of the root of the issue, root problems that we have is because of religion. Trust me, I know. For some of you guys who don't know, I was raised fundamental independent Baptist on the 1611 King James Bible. Studied it for a while. Went to Bible college. Preached for a little bit. I'm no longer religious, but you can kind of understand that I may have an understanding of what's happening in the Middle East as far as on the religious side goes, right? I no longer hold any views as I used to, so I'm not on either side. For those who support Israel, it's like, oh, I'm pro-Israel. You don't know what the fuck's going on, man. You don't. Some military people do, like very few. And then some of you guys who are like, oh man, oh, free Palestine, and those Palestine children, shouldn't be killed, and there's too much violence over there, and Israel did what they did, and you don't know what the fuck's going on either. You don't. And some of you guys may say, well, you can't tell me my sisters, cousins, brothers, aunties, uncle lives over in Hamas or Palestine, and then I've seen the death, and I've seen all of this stuff go down, and it's just terrible what's been going on. And all, look, people, this stuff been going on before this happened, before the Israel-Palestine war happened, Israel-Hamas war happened. All of this, a lot of stuff has been going on. You're just now seeing it on TV. You're just now, a lot of these people from these campuses, they're just now understanding, oh, wait, there's a lot. Well, I'm an educated person, so I'm going to go up against these bad colleges that are making all of this money from Amazon, right? So I'm going to read this part here. I read this whole entire thing. I'm skipping this because most of you guys already know it. I'm going to read this part here. Why are students protesting? Since October, students have launched rallies, sit-ins, hunger strikes, and most recently encampments against the war. They're demanding that their schools, money with passive endowments, financial financially divest from Israel. Divestments means to sell or otherwise drop financial ties. Student activists say that companies doing business in or with the nation of Israel are complicit in its ongoing war on Gaza, and so are the colleges that invest in those companies. University endowments fund everything from research labs to scholarship funds, mostly using returns for millions and billions of dollars in investments. They own shares of large companies from Amazon to Microsoft and put money into private equity, hedge funds, and index funds. And the reason why I said Holochain is slightly involved, not directly involved, obviously, hardly nobody knows about Holochain, but the reason why I brought Holochain up and why Holochain is extremely important and why I'm glad that it's an open source is because people are attacking Amazon and saying, hey, look here. You are hosting these websites, and I forgot what news station, but they went into a deep dive about how college students are upset that that colleges are making money, and they're hosting, not the colleges. Amazon is hosting websites that are supporting Israel and giving Israel ammunition and ways to win the war and all this kind of stuff. Look, people. These people are just upset. They don't, and I can't say that they don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're not directing their anger to the right place. Have you ever, for some of you guys, if you're parents, have you ever been to a school and you see two kids, and let's say there's a parent-teacher meeting, two kids got into a fight, and you talk to the parent, you talk to the teachers, and the teachers go, yeah, they got into a fight. And each one is pointing their finger at each other to say, oh, no, it's his fault. No, it's his fault. No, it's his fault. Yeah, it's his fault. And as an educated parent will say, well, first off, we're going to ask what happened with the situation. They'll tell you they're both sides of the story, and then they start pointing fingers. And then there's one other important question that the parent needs to ask. Where was the teacher? How was my kids able to get into a whole entire fight? We got two black eyes, two bloodied noses, one bit off ear. I don't know. And you didn't know how it started? Students said they were pushing each other around for a while, and you don't know what happened? Where were you? And the teacher will give you some answer like, oh, well, you know, our policies, and we were here, and we were doing that, or whatever. And the parents, and leave it to the parents, some parents will be like, well, you know what? I don't appreciate your child, that child being able to do what they're doing. Your child is they'll look at the parents and tell them that their child is a disgrace. And then the other parent will be like, well, my child is not a disgrace. Your child is a disgrace. And so I just want you to imagine with these wars, because obviously it's not as elementary as two kids fighting. But with these wars, we have a lot of kids or a lot of human beings who grew up hating each other on both sides. Who were taught to hate the other side on both sides. And for some of you guys who think that Israel shit don't stink, you are absolutely wrong and you are uneducated. If some of you guys think that Palestinian shit don't stink, you are wrong and uneducated. You have to understand that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that we know about. There's a lot more deeper meaning to all of this shit that's going on. And mainly, I am upset. And this case with the leaders. You guys saw my my tweet or whatever it was. I'm tired of these sorry ass leaders. I'm sorry, but that's what they are. They're not taking care of their people. When I look at Palestinians and they say, oh, well, you know, it's Hamas's fault. It's not Palestine's fault. They're inside Palestine. Well, what are you doing, Palestine, to take care of this stuff? Why is this stuff happening to your people? Why was Hamas able to develop and do all of these things inside of your country? Either you wanted them to, you didn't want them to, and couldn't control it. And so for years, for decades, by the way, people, this stuff has been going on for decades. Some of you who don't know, I'm ex-military, 6 years in the Air Force, did a little bit of time in Afghanistan, And I can tell you, I had personal talks with a lot of Muslims, and we both came to the same conclusion. Even though religiously, from a philosophical point of view, we did not see eye to eye. I'm no longer religious or philosophical, but at the time I was. We were able to say, hey, you know what? Life is more important. Life is the most important thing, and respecting life is the most important thing. People, we cannot let our emotions override what is happening. We have things, we have more. And by the way, I just want to let you guys know this. Whoever's starting these campuses, or whoever's rallying for all of this stuff to happen in these college campuses, they have, excuse me, I'm ashy as hell. They have no clue the hypocrisy that they're giving out. And let me explain. There's a lot of death in war. Ridiculous amount of death in war. And a leader of each country will say, hey, you know what? We don't like what they're doing. Obviously, it's more than that. I'm not getting into the theological, philosophical side about how between the extremists and what's happening in the Middle East. I just explained it in like 15 minutes. I'm not doing it again. Sorry, you guys. This is my second attempt at this video, and I apologize, but I kind of went deep in a little bit too far in depth. So I'm not this time. But let me just say that there's a lot of things that are happening in this world. In Palestine, thousands and thousands of people are dying in Palestine before this war even started. Where was the anger? Where was the anger? Where's all the uprising? We have videos of people getting their heads chopped off from both sides. Palestinians saying, hey, you know what? It's Hamas's fault. I believe that it's the leader of a country to be able to protect their people and take care of their people. And they're not. One of the reasons why I'm excited about Holochain is because it is open source. Anybody can use it, and they can move forward. And the information that we can get from each other without having to go through all of this bullshit news, without having to get riled up, and these people are taking sides like nobody's business, and things that they don't really truly understand is actually really, really, really embarrassing. You have to look at the big picture. I do it with almost everything. That's why I tell you guys, please do your research. When I do my research on Holochain, when I did my research on Holochain, still doing research on Holochain, I always talk about the good and the bad, the good, bad, and ugly of Holochain. I don't talk about just the good things that could happen. I talk about the bad things that could possibly happen. I talk about my concerns. I talk about all that stuff. Why? I'm there all the way across the board. I didn't drink the purple Kool-Aid, people. There's too many people drinking all kinds of damn Kool-Aid out there and not doing the research. So before you open up these news outlets, and they have, you see beatings and all kinds of crazy shit. Oh, it's real. Most of it is real. Oh, wow. Israel. Sorry about that. Most of it is real. But the truth of the matter is, the root of the problem is the pathetic leadership in our world. We have, in the United States of America, we're supposed to be leaders of the free world, right? Something like that. We can't take care of our own people. We can't. And we're supposed to go over to another country and explain to them why our system is right and why it's working, and it's not. We want all the countries to act and behave like us, and it's not. It's just, it's better, but it's not great by any means. For some of you who say, "Oh, well, what is the answer?" Look, I see every answer as PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We first have to get rid of the root of the problem. The root of the problem is greed. If there was no greed, nobody would want to take power. Because what? Why? But greed is both a positive and a negative thing. It's not completely negative. But when our leadership allows for greed, and as we're looking at mostly a capitalistic country in the United States of America, it's not working. And therefore, Holochain and the Holo organization, the Holo organization, Arthur Brock and Eric Harris Braun, maybe Mary Camacho. I do know Matt Schuette was involved in these conversations about, okay, what is currency? Because if you actually assist in helping understand what currency is, then maybe we can get back to the building blocks of humanity and making things, well, what they said, a human internet. Death is a very real thing. And before I get mad about 1,200 people, about 34,000 people dying, I'm going to be upset about the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people out there dying because a country or countries have been greedy. From doing whatever they can to make as much money as they can for their own benefit and not the countries. I don't believe in giving free stuff out either. I believe in having a mix between a little bit of capitalism and a little bit of socialism. I don't think that communism works. I think it could work, but that's a very risky gamble unless your leader is extremely intelligent. And also, there are different levels of all of those things I said. I've actually stated this in the past and talked about it, made a video of it. One of my boring videos that I made an hour of, just like I made an hour video on Bitcoin and why it probably will be only a store of value for a very long time, is what it is. So, our leaders are responsible for this mess. And all of this dressing up that they're doing, these speeches that they're doing, trying to play both sides, and all of this stuff is just ridiculous. People, I don't feel like I'm a very intelligent person. But I do know this. When you look at all of these people who have extremely high IQs, and lawyers, and lawmakers, and presidents, right? They have to be extremely intelligent. They have to talk well and be able to communicate well and whatever they're doing, and be what's the word? Damn it! I had the word in my head. I mean, but that be persuasive and confident. And you got all of these boxes that these presidents are supposedly filling out. And look at the state of our country. It's pathetic. Look at the state of the world. It's pathetic. And until we get rid of greed, we're not going to get rid of anything else. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to get too deep into it. We are not going to solve anything until we really start talking about the elephant in the room. And that's religion. That is philosophy. And right now, we don't really have many leaders that are willing to step up and do that. Because you are going to offend most people by having a serious conversation about it. If I had a serious conversation about it, every religion would be probably upset and mad at me and want to kill me, except for Taoists or Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah. Off the top of my head, those are the two ones that I think. Everybody else will just get emotionally involved and want to kill me and destroy me. I always say in my videos, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research. Please, people, do your own research when it comes to this stuff. Do not get emotionally involved. Look at this lady here. Oh, we have a lot of people that are emotionally involved in things that they truly don't understand. Look at these people. What do you see here? Guns? People are being upset. Look, people are frustrated. They're mad. They're angry. They're trying to get their anger out. They're searching for freedom. But you don't get any freedom. No freedom. Until before we talked about how in America a lot of people made sacrifices in order to be free, right? That is almost damn near impossible to make certain sacrifices to be free, because a lot of leaders are not making sacrifices for shit, and they ain't sacrificing anything dealing with them. These leaders are pure trash. I'm talking about all of the ex-presidents of the United States and the current one as well. I'm talking about all of the leaders in Palestine. I don't know why they're not taking care of their people, building a better infrastructure for their people so they don't have to go through this. But, you know, it is what it is. My guess is in the next 30 or 40 years, religion is going to be obsolete. I believe that people are going to want their freedom of religion, their freedom of speech, which freedom of speech is almost being taken away now, right? But there's pros and cons, and there are different ways to handle it. So, all right, you guys, I am going to go ahead and take off because I am rambling. I'm very frustrated and upset about what's happening in the world right now. Everyone is, you know, there's a lot of imagery going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. But people, it would be embarrassing for if people really truly understood what they were supporting. From a grand scheme, from the big picture. Stop looking at the small picture. You got to look at the big picture. See what's going on. It doesn't happen until people are willing to come together and agree on certain rules, laws, and regulations. And how do you do that? I'm not going to say anymore because I am pretty sure that I will be swatted. So, as I always say, do your own research, do your own research, Do your own research. And last but not least, above all else, please, 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 people, please stay safe out there. It's getting crazy. Bye, you guys.